Welcome back to the AI Book Review Hub. I'm thrilled you've joined us today, whether you're tuning in from Earth or somewhere out near Tau Ceti. As always, I do the hard work looking across the internet, so you don't have to. Today we're diving into Project Hail Mary by Andy Weir, an interstellar, high-stakes science fiction odyssey that's not only packed with life-or-death dilemmas and ingenious problem-solving, but also brimming with warmth, wit, and one of the most memorable alien friendships in modern sci-fi. It's a rare gem that somehow balances quantum physics with laugh-out-loud moments and emotional gut punches. Whether you're a die-hard fan of hard science fiction, or someone who just loves a clever, deeply human story about overcoming impossible odds, this book is going to hit the right nerve. So let's set the scene. Imagine waking up in a sterile, humming spaceship. You're groggy. Your muscles ache. You don't remember your name, where you are, or why you're surrounded by two very dead crewmates. You quickly realize you're not just lost. You're alone, adrift in deep space, and the only company you have is a robotic voice and an overwhelming sense of existential dread. That's the opening premise of Project Hail Mary, and it doesn't take long before you're fully strapped in for the ride. Our protagonist is Ryland Grace, and watching him piece together his identity is one of the most satisfying unravelings in recent fiction. He's not your classic square-jawed astronaut hero. He's a middle school science teacher. Well, technically a disgraced molecular biologist turned teacher who somehow ends up as humanity's last hope. As his memory returns in fragments, we discover the catastrophe that led to this desperate mission. A strange microbe dubbed astrophage is feeding on the sun's energy, and if left unchecked, it'll plunge Earth into a global ice age within decades. This isn't just a disaster novel, though. It's a survival puzzle, where the stakes are cosmic but the tone remains grounded and often hilarious. What makes this story so effective is how quickly you begin to root for Grace. He's smart, but flawed, brave but reluctant, and frequently out of his depth. He doesn't save the day through brute force or bravado. He uses curiosity, science, and stubborn optimism. There's something incredibly satisfying about watching a man in a lab coat try to outwit astrophysics with duct tape and spreadsheets. But here's where the novel truly elevates itself. On his way to save the Earth, Grace stumbles upon another spacecraft from another star system, and it's not human. This is where we meet Rocky, an alien engineer from the star system 40 Eridani, who's facing the same solar crisis in his own world. What could have easily been a cliché first contact trope becomes something unexpectedly touching. The communication barrier alone is a fascinating scientific and linguistic challenge, but their relationship quickly evolves from wary cooperation to genuine friendship. Their dynamic is built on mutual respect, problem-solving, and a surprisingly charming sense of humor. Rocky is a triumph of character design. He's not humanoid, not bipedal, and not remotely like us. Yet Weir writes him with such warmth and distinctiveness that you feel like you know him, like he's your buddy too. Their scenes together are the heartbeat of the novel. As for the setting, it's stark, claustrophobic, and otherworldly. Much of the narrative takes place within the confined utilitarian quarters of the Hail Mary, a ship that's more function than form. But through Weir's meticulous attention to scientific realism, it feels real. You can practically hear the low hum of life support systems, feel the chill of recycled air, and picture Grace tinkering with makeshift lab equipment in zero-G. But the story isn't limited to deep space. Through a series of well-paced flashbacks, we're taken back to Earth, where Grace's recruitment and training unfold. These glimpses into his past and the international scramble to avert disaster on Earth give the novel both scale and emotional texture. It's a clever structure that lets us see not only what's at stake, but why this reluctant hero ends up being the one man the world and the universe has to count on. Weir's writing style is characterized by meticulous attention to scientific detail, balanced with accessible explanations and a healthy dose of humor. The novel falls squarely into the hard science fiction subgenre, but it's never bogged down by jargon. Instead, Weir invites readers to engage with complex concepts through Grace's problem-solving adventures, making science feel like an exhilarating puzzle. Readability is one of the novel's strengths. Despite its scientific depth, the narrative flows smoothly, propelled by suspense and character development. Weir's use of first-person perspective allows readers to experience Grace's discoveries and dilemmas firsthand, enhancing the story's immediacy. Andy Weir, the author who shot to literary stardom with The Martian, brings his signature blend of scientific rigor, dry humor, and underdog ingenuity to Project Hail Mary, and it's clear he's operating at the peak of his creative powers here. For those unfamiliar, Weir wasn't always a best-selling novelist. In fact, he started out as a software engineer, coding by day and dreaming of space by night. He originally self-published The Martian chapter by chapter on his website, painstakingly researched and filled with authentic science, before it became a global phenomenon and a hit movie starring Matt Damon. That origin story alone tells you a lot about the man behind the books. Deeply curious, methodical, and with an unshakable faith that science can be just as thrilling as fiction. With Project Hail Mary, Weir taps back into the magic that made The Martian so beloved, but he also evolves. While The Martian focused on one man stranded on Mars, solving engineering problems with potatoes and perseverance, Project Hail Mary is more ambitious, both scientifically and emotionally. It's not just about survival, it's about collaboration across species, the fragile nature of memory and identity, and the resilience of life when everything seems lost. Weir's other novels, like Artemis, set in a neon-lit lunar colony, and Cheshire Crossing, a graphic novel mashup of classic literary heroines, showcase just how versatile he really is. Artemis dives into a crime caper wrapped in zero-gravity economics, and while it didn't receive quite the same acclaim as The Martian, it still proved Weir's commitment to plausible, well-researched science fiction. He's not just making things up for the sake of spectacle. He wants the physics to work, the chemistry to check out, and the orbital mechanics to actually make sense. It's fiction, yes, but it's science fiction in the truest, most literal sense. In Project Hail Mary, all of that experience and obsession with accuracy coalesces into a story that's not only intellectually satisfying, but emotionally resonant too. If The Martian made you laugh, and maybe cheer a little, then Project Hail Mary will make you do all that and wipe a tear or two from your eye by the end. It's a brilliant step forward for Weir as a writer, still the geeky science guy we love, but with deeper emotional gravity and a richer thematic range. For those who prefer audiobooks, Project Hail Mary is a standout. Narrated by Ray Porter, the audiobook brings Grace's voice to life with wit and warmth. Porter's performance captures the nuances of the characters, making the listening experience as engaging as reading the text. His ability to convey the emotional beats of the story, from moments of levity to tension-filled scenes, adds another layer of immersion. Ray Porter is an accomplished voice actor, known for his dynamic range and character portrayals. His work on Project Hail Mary has been widely praised, contributing to the audiobook's popularity among listeners. Fans of Weir's previous work will find much to enjoy in Project Hail Mary. The novel's blend of science, suspense, and heart echoes the elements that made The Martian a hit. Readers who appreciated the problem-solving aspects and the protagonist's resilience in The Martian will likely be drawn to Grace's journey. Interestingly, Project Hail Mary has caught the attention of Hollywood. A film adaptation is currently in production, with Ryan Gosling set to star as Ryland Grace. The project is being helmed by directors Phil Lord and Christopher Miller, known for their work on The Lego Movie and 21 Jump Street. The film is scheduled for release on March 20th, 2026, and promises to bring Weir's interstellar adventure to the big screen. In conclusion, Project Hail Mary is a masterful blend of science fiction and human drama. It's a story about survival, friendship, and the indomitable spirit of discovery. Whether you're a seasoned sci-fi reader or new to the genre, this novel offers a compelling and accessible entry point. So, if you're looking for a book that challenges your mind and touches your heart, Project Hail Mary is a stellar choice. Thanks for tuning in to the AI Book Review Hub. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more in-depth book discussions. Until next time, keep exploring new worlds, one page at a time.